episode 4 of our AI and sub podcast intersection of AI and spirituality. See how well we have a lot of. We started out with the oracle cards, right? Didn't get through that very quickly, but we can do that in another episode for sure.
Wait. I was remembering, Harsh, the first episode we talked about if Donald Trump was going to make it in the 4 years. And what was like super cool is in that time, I think was like 3 months ago. How long was it?
Yeah, roughly.
In two and a half. The
Yeah,
card that we pull out, it was the king.
yeah.
That was so, oh my God, it was like, yeah, the king and in verse showing like authoritism, control, being
Hmm.
has to be this way. And then last weekend we have the no king protest. That was like so awesome. I'm like, oh my God, literally like 3 months ago we pulled up that card.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like super cool. That was super cool. That was
Was
super
it
cool.
was that a king or was it a god? I think you pulled the god one. Was it a
I think it
god
was the
card?
guy. Oh, it was the guy. Oh, I was like, well, something they say
Same
like
thing.
control and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is so real.
The No
This
Kings,
was
yeah,
like the
that was
no
a
king.
was
Yeah, I was like,
interesting.
yeah, that was the reading about I'm doing a little crafty. So you want to see my lollipop? I had my acrylic.
Your mini houses and stuff like that.
Mini
Well,
house.
that's interesting because I think it all goes back to this whole thing of
Finding.
grounding yourself in the present, right? And
Yeah.
you introduced me to those like building little mini houses, and I tried one, and it was um
You found it relaxing?
I failed. I mean, it was like a long time, but it was hard. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I think it was challenging more than relaxing. I don't know. I guess I'm not a puzzle guy.
Why
You
it
know what I
was
mean?
challenging? Why?
What's that?
Why it was challenging?
I guess I had to try to every day get in there and kind of build out a little bit, and then I would like leave it alone. So it was almost like a little task for me rather than like, okay, let me like get into. It wasn't yeah, it wasn't like I'm going there to relax. So that I think was the difference maybe in
They feel like a task instead of something
yeah,
you want to do to relax.
yeah, exactly. It's like but I can see how now the premise of what you were doing, you were talking about is it like, you need to pay attention, right? Like you're paying attention to building this little lollipop right now, right? So it takes the mind to focus, and that's the presence. And I think that was interesting, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think there's like this overarching thing where coloring books are getting back into like puzzles are getting back into popularity. Like a lot of people are just trying to defocus on whatever the world and just kind of focus on like other activities. And I think that's
You know,
anyways.
Comic Con is coming.
Yeah,
Comic Con is coming to San Diego.
no, no.
And the majority of the money is spent on Comic Cons comes from adults.
Yeah, yeah, right.
It comes from adults. They love to watch anime, to play video game, to build Legos, to play with toys,
Yeah.
all of the new things that, I mean, maybe not new things, classic thing, new things, but they are the men specifically. I think it's like, according to the statistic, we can ask AI. Uh, they spend a lot of money in Comic Con in activities, in craft activities.
Sure.
Maybe Lego could be not a craft activity, but there is an activity to build something that requires time and focus and energy to create something.
You mean the actual
Because,
reading of the comics or the like the stuff
well,
they get?
I'm saying that what I'm related to this is that people find ways to detach or to um, be grounded and enjoy some type of video game, some type of movies or some activities that help them get away of the stress and be enjoy doing something that is joyful. That,
Right. Yeah, Comic Con's huge for that. Well, not only can you like, you know, do something stressful, you can become someone else, right? You can become like a
man, you
whatever.
can have like this costume and be somebody else.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's an interest. Like even when, like sometimes when I bike, you think of biking, mountain biking is like, okay, you know what? You're gonna be paying attention and because you're gonna fall if you don't or whatever, you're gonna hit something. And in fact, that's like the most active time of my mind. It's almost like it's running away.
When you're biking, it's the most
Yeah.
active.
Yeah. It's almost like yeah, it's stress inducing. So,
Oh no.
anyways, and this was a couple of years ago, and I realized I don't know why it's not more um uh like relaxing, and I just started to kind of not like suppress, but like just quiet the mind a little bit. I was like, okay, you know, let's think of the exact problem. Like you know how problems just kind of like
Pop
stay
up.
there, they just
You stay
rummage
there.
around in your brain, right? They just like, oh, they're just like, and we think we're focusing on it, but you don't, right? It's just like, you get into the spiral. And so instead I said, okay, well, I'm going to look at the spiral of thoughts and just recognize what it was. And then actually that brought me back into the present, which was interesting. It was like, okay, now it's like it's just not like rummaging around. It's like, okay, I've focused on it. Now I'm gonna like, all right, like,
I see you. You're here. Okay.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna recognize it and I'm
Yeah.
gonna just accept it for what it is, and
Yes.
then
And then
it
it will go
has,
away. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Or you will find the answer, or it will be like, okay, you already see me, you acknowledge me. I don't have to be present. I can leave.
yeah,
Right?
right. Yeah. It's like a little mosquito, right? It's like just like, but it's almost like the more you try to swat it away, the more it gets
And
like, oh, it's more. This is
yes,
more
Harsh,
interesting.
the more you want to not pay attention, the stronger it gets.
And in fact, you take that analogy further. I think mosquitoes are actually uh, attracted to CO2s, like your breath. So the more you're active, the more CO2 you're expelling, the more the mosquitoes are going to come to you. So it's like an analogy of the mind, right? The more it just kind of wheezes around and you're trying to swat it away, the
I
more
just
it's just,
watched a movie about it, about
yeah.
this C2O. I just watched a movie recently about this horrible things that are in earth and they kill everybody because of the, you know. But anyway, that's another story. What I was going to say is that um emotions are the same way. If we
Mm,
try to suppress the emotions, they get stronger inside of us, and the more we try to suppress them, they're gonna come out in the worst time with the worst people because
yeah.
we try to suppress them.
Right.
I was reading recently that emotions last in our thoughts or in our feelings for 9 seconds.
Huh.
If we are able to recognize the emotions, those 9 seconds, and say it, like I'm angry. Okay, I'm angry. I hear
Mm,
you, I'm angry. And I don't feed the emotion doesn't grow. The problem is when I keep feeding my emotions with thoughts that are not real or with assumptions that make the emotions go bigger.
yeah.
But when we acknowledge the emotion, and that's the difference and then you can have control over what is happening or how you're feeling, right? So saying that, a coworker say something or did something that make you feel angry, so the emotion is there. And by the way, everybody emotion is valid. I mean, it's not okay that somebody would say, "Oh, why, you don't have the right to be angry." Yeah, this is my
Hmm.
emotions. Like when
Hmm.
people say to you, "Well, I don't know why you're angry." Well, I don't know either, but I'm angry. Like, but saying to somebody, "You don't have the right to feel this," or "You don't have the right," that's dismissing the emotions that that person had, and those emotions are valid in their body, in their brain, in their feelings, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Inside
yeah,
of their body.
yeah, yeah.
So when we acknowledge the emotion, that's the first step to get control of our inner. Go back to the center, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm feeling very angry. Okay, I am angry in this moment. Why? Because this person did this, say this. Most of the time, we are angry for the wrong reasons, right? Like probably you already know. Doesn't have to do anything with about what the person say, probably does, but it is the reminder that somebody did this in the past, or the feeling that I'm not good enough, that that person touched, that it makes me react this way. It's not
Mhm.
actually like what that person did or what that person say.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but if I capable to recognize the emotion that is there as it is without not feeding it, it will be easier for me to work in that emotion.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Totally agree.
when when we are kids and our parents let us explore our emotions without suppressing them, we become adults that are able to manage their emotions. The problem is that a lot of our parents, they didn't know how to manage their own emotions, and they are not regulated, so they could not regulate our emotions.
Sure,
And we they didn't tell us how to do that.
sure.
So now, as an adults, we see a lot of adults are not regulating, trying to teach kids how to manage, the tantrums, and they get in the same vibration instead of helping them to manage their emotions.
Yeah.
So that's are like those type of flags. The emotions could be like, like is there, is there, is there. Well, just touch it, face it, because it's not gonna go away. So those emotions, okay, I don't believe that emotion is something. I mean, I believe all the emotions are healthy, even though the ones that are not really positive. The the emotion that is present, say in the angry, is sending a message that is something that you need to see. It's something that you need to, I don't want to say fix, because that means that we are broken. Maybe it's something that you need to acknowledge. Maybe that you need to change to
Mhm.
feel better or to be
Mhm.
better,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, and when we study a lot of those, spiritual uh, theology, a lot of spiritual, books, and we went to different classes, we talked to different gurus, we have different masters, and we kind of lose the coolness for a second or for like a few days.
Mhm.
And the people around you is like, oh, look at you, don't you supposed to be managing your emotions better? I hear that from my mom. Mom, I love you, but even from some people near me, like, and I'm like, we are still humans. We walking in the air. Then I believe that the more layers of stuff that we peel, the more it's coming. So yeah,
Well, it was, yeah. I mean, even the spiritual, so-called spiritual masters, like what's that guy in India? Not Maharshi, but Nisgadardi or whatever. He's like a smoker. He like gets mad. He gets angry. Like the Zen teachers are like, they I think even like Shiva, if you go back to like Indian Hindu, Shiva was this like like just like y'all get mad at this, like it's just it is what it is, right? And so it's like a
Jesus,
recognition
Jesus went to the temple and destroyed the temple, and he got mad, and he was like, calling people out.
with
So,
Shiva.
uh, or Lord Jesus, that's what he was doing. He went, I mean, he did that. So, like I'm saying, it's not because you have an emotion that will make you a bad person. Emotions are they're messengers that something is going on inside of you. There is something that you need to acknowledge, and there is something that you need to change. Could be a message that, hey, it's time for you to set up boundaries. Hey, it's
Yeah.
time for you to walk away of this relationship. Or hey, it's time for you to say, no, I don't want this, I don't like this. Or maybe it's time for you to say yes, because I feel so left out that I need to say I want to participate, I want this.
Well,
uh,
let's yes, let's go. Let's talk because I think the the title, or at least the subject we agreed upon, was like, oh, this is going to be about sound. And well, why is sound important? Because sound grounds you in the present, right? So you're talking about the emotions and things like that, and you recognizing emotions, like what, like for example, this. So I have Antarmuna, right? So this is, and I think we should talk about the techniques if you have like more. So Antarmuna is Antaurmuna. You know that kind of practice, the Antarmuna
The
practice.
ones that the one that are again, what technique? Which one?
It's called Antarmuna, Antaurmona.
No.
It's a okay, so it's a thing I've seen on obviously YouTube and things like that, and it's a 45-minute one, like actually it's a guided meditation where the guy basically goes into this. Don't try to stop your thoughts, continue your thoughts, right? But then he goes into like, okay, now like kind of feel your well, actually, Enter Muna, there's another one called, is it Yoga Nidra, where you like, okay, go from top to bottom and you're trying to feel your head, your
Mm,
eyes, your
mm,
ears, your earlobes. And
okay.
it's so as part of this Antar Muna
Yeah.
thing, he also talks, and it's really powerful. It grounds me is like he says, okay, um, feel your feel cold like somewhere in your body, right? And sure enough, you can probably identify somewhere that's cold on your body, right? Oh, it's cold, right? And it's
Mm,
identify somewhere that's warm. And you're like, okay, where's warm? Oh, there's some warmness, right? And then he's like, identify somewhere that's itchy. And sure enough, you'll find something itchy. And then he says,
mhm.
well, there's pain. And sure enough, if you get directed at it, you'll find it, right?
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
so what was an interesting combo is like not only does it direct you, but it also like kind of grounds your awareness in the present, which is all these tactile things. And I think what was and I don't know if this is part of Antar Muni or Yoga Nidra, but there's another one where it was like open up your sound, whatever, right? Listen to
Mhm,
the farthest sound.
mhm,
And
mhm.
what is it, right? Listen to the like, okay, what's closest to you? What's like the closest to you? Like, how does it sound? Is it going, is it bass? Is it like high frequency? Is it low frequency? It is interesting, right? Because again, you're just, what it did for me is like, it's attracting me to something that's not in my mind. Like, it's not my mind anymore.
It's helping you to be present,
Exactly.
trying to find the sound, right? Or the sensation in your body.
Exactly. And so I think this, and the sound one for me was very powerful. And it just really grounds me really quickly into the present. And even to the point where like, okay, I can hear my blood like kind of like in my ear, right? I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, or
And
your
then you go,
heart. Sometimes the
yeah, in
heart
your heart.
too.
Exactly. You're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I can hear my heart. And then you can go back right out, right? Is there birds chirping? Like, is there a plane over here? Is there like background noise? Is there a fridge going? Right.
Mhm.
And anyways, so these techniques,
Oh,
it
cool.
takes me, this Antarmuna thing takes about 40 minutes of just that. Just like, okay, don't try to stop your
40
mind.
minutes? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Just keep on like thinking. And then he gradually gets you into the state where, your mind is like a little bit less like noisy, right? And it takes a long time. And so anyway, so this is I think the the conclusion in my mind is that you can't just turn it off. Like, even if you can recognize your emotions, it's almost like you have to do it for a long time to like, I don't know, maybe you have a better way to like centralize and feel and identify and silo your emotion and then like make it disappear. I don't know, it's hard for that to happen for me. It has to take these other like techniques, right? Where it's like I get in the present and then I can quell my mind and my narrative stops and the images stop and all of a sudden I'm like in a relaxed kind of like present mode. So
That's such a beautiful and powerful meditation. I practice one that is similar. It's a Zen meditation about the senses. So what we do is that, especially with people they don't regularly meditate, and they found um very hard to be even in the same position, or to follow the breathing exercises. So what we do is this is similar. We focus the energy the sensations of the body, the sensations of the clothes. Is warm, is hot, it is comfortable, it's tight, how the body feels. It is, do you have any pain? Focus in the area of the pain.
Right.
How does it feel? So what we're doing is grounding, and then we go to the smell. What is the smell in the room? What is the smell probably around you in the bag? Do you feel any? Do you sense any smell of food? Do you sense, what are you sensing in the smell? And then we go with hearing, and then we always we'll also go with taste. Are you
Hmm.
tasting something? So all of that is to ground, and
Mm.
where you literally, if you are, I don't know if you're able to perceive this, but once the whole group is less noisy in the brain and the thoughts, the whole room feels peaceful.
Hmm.
So you can actually feel when they are getting into that stage to be grounded.
Mm. Like everybody, like they're feeding off of
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, you can feel it.
Mm.
It's the sensation. It's the same sensation when you go probably to a church of an ashram, and there's this quietness, this energy that is like peaceful. When
Mm.
when we and it's and also it's the energy that everybody's bringing. So the thoughts are never gonna stop, Harsh, like you said. Like thoughts are always gonna be there, but it's like, what am I focusing now? In my thoughts or in this present moment? Because this is
Mm.
the present moment, and what I'm doing is meditating. What I'm doing is like sitting in my body. What I'm doing is paying attention to the sounds,
Yeah. Now,
doing the dishes, or um and with feelings, that's different. The feelings is, so a thought create an emotion, and the emotion become a feeling.
mm.
And once my feelings has been around me for a long time, it become a part of my reality. So are people that are being angry most of the time. So that's the reality. That's the pattern that they have. That's even the answer on their own body. So
Mm.
thoughts create feelings, emotions create realities. And that's how it is, right? Like that, a lot of books and a lot of writers there says that, we create reality with emotions, not only with thought. It's the emotions that give the energy out.
So in that scenario, is it better? Like I just said, like, my case, sound and tear, and I was like, oh
Mhm.
well, if you can identify the emotions, but maybe that's not it, right? Identify the thought is more key than identify the emotion. The emotion almost like I don't know, yeah, I've never thought about that, but I was just thinking that not never had any success focusing on my emotion, I suppose. So, oh, my emotion's there, but it's almost like if I focus on the thought that created it. I think the hard part is figuring out what thought created the emotion, right? Is
Exactly.
that the work?
So it's easier first to acknowledge the emotion.
Hmm.
Um, I'm sad. Why you're sad? I don't know. That comment, that smell, that place, that cloth, that color make me feel this way.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're sad. Okay, well, you're sad. And then you can meditate on that feeling, acknowledge that feeling, and then we can ask, why I'm sad? And then it will come out.
Well, talk about this because you said something interesting. You meditate on that feeling. What does that mean?
Don't deny the feeling. Be
Hmm.
friend with the feeling. Stay in that moment with the feeling. Um, long time ago, I was partnership. I had a partnership with these ladies, two friends at the time, and something happened, and the I feel betrayed by something that they did.
Hmm.
I remember going home, and I was like really, really angry, and I was disappointed, and I was crying. And by something that I thought they did to me, right? That in that moment feel real for me. In that moment, feel like, yeah, they did this to me, right? And I
Right.
was telling me this story that they did this to me, and I feel, and that was my feeling. I feel betrayed. I feel like really sad. And then my mom is talk to me and talking to me, and she said, "Well, are you sure that they did this to you?"
Right.
And just that simple question, right? I needed to be in touch. She said, why you're so, why you're so sad? And I'm like, this is, everything is gonna be okay. This is gonna pass. You're gonna figure out. You're gonna, be able to overcome this. And I was like, you're right, and I know. But right now, I feel like super upset.
Mm.
Right now, I feel like, oh,
Yeah.
So the first thing is acknowledge that the feeling is there, and don't try to silence it. Yeah, it's there. I'm upset. I was like very sad. I'm very disappointed. And then once I'm with the feeling, I let the feeling be present in my body, present in that emotion, present. Then I can feel the release of the tension, that the feeling when I'm like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Since I'm seeing it, it's less. And
Mm,
I can talk to the feeling and say, why? What's going on? Right?
mm, mm.
And I will hear the answer, because it makes me feel that this and this and this.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I think I tried that tech, or at least someone told me that, or like whatever. Some teacher told me that, and I was like, okay, let me just try to focus on that. And it never, I don't recall it ever being successful. Now I may have done that quite incorrectly. Um, but what's been successful for me anyway in the last, actually probably years, just like knowing that there's a feeling that's come up, and then understanding the narrative that caused that, and then changing the narrative to be something different, changing the perspective on it, right? Just shifting it to like you said, like, okay, so these people did something to you, and your mom asked you the question, well, did they really do it, right? And you have to ask yourself, well, yeah, did they purposely do all this? And I guess even if the answer is maybe yes, it's not making you feel good, right? So that, just imagine a different scenario, right? Like, okay, maybe they didn't. Maybe they were, insecure of themselves, or what's my gain now out of this? Okay, it's me being able to like do this other thing, or do this other thing. You know what I mean? And it's almost like that shift for, and I don't know these other tactics where you're like kind of looking at the emotion, but this like tactic of replacing the thought with another thought washes
With
away.
another perspective. Because actually, it's not what happened, what it matters, but the way you look at things that happened.
Yeah, yeah,
So, like if you change your perspective and you change your glasses, you will look at things differently. And then probably the emotion will go away, because now you see in a different reality.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of us, we can use, I mean, we are able to use that technique, seeing this in different perspective, and start telling us like stories that are not happening. But what if they really happen and the emotion is present? You see, what if it really happened and the emotion is present? And that's okay. Most of the time, it's about getting to know why the emotion is present. Why it makes me so angry? Why? Why? I know maybe Harsh will react completely different. Maybe he will not care. But why I care so much?
Uh-huh.
Why is affecting me so much? And since it's affecting me so much that I'm crying and I'm feeling angry, and right now I'm not able to see this in a different perspective.
Mhm.
Right now, probably I will get into that point that I was able, because thanks to my mom, is like, why? And she was like, well, you're right, but right now I'm really angry. Like I don't want to see it, like, or I'm telling myself. So it's just getting to know you better and understanding that the emotions have a message. Maybe in that moment, not maybe, I'm sure in that moment, the message was set up boundaries. So for me, that was my message.
So when your mom asked you that question, did it help? Did it help you kind of release something or change your perspective, or no?
Not right away. It did help after a few, probably like after, I don't know, a couple of hours.
It's almost like, it's like you're asking the body, it's been you have water in you, right? It's you've turned up the heat, it's now boiling, right? And you're asking, okay, cool down to zero. And it can't, right? It needs time to like stop bubbling, temperature
Exactly,
down, right? You know
exactly.
what I mean? It's like nature needs time almost to just like get rid of all the toxicity.
So now imagine a kid that is doing a tantrum and is, like maybe the favorite toy is broken and is doing a tantrum and is like in the floors and hitting and crying and you're trying to, it's okay, babe, it's okay, don't cry. And he doesn't stop. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna let him to cool down. I will be right there. I will be like, I'm here, we're gonna fix it. Let's work it out. And the baby will be ready to say, okay, I'm ready.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. I think that's like a valuable thing to do for
And
sure.
sometimes in therapy is Ralph, I'm harsh. Sometimes in therapy we see this like people are so attached to their emotions that they believe that they are the emotions. I mean, talking about how you identify with the thoughts the things that you keep telling you, and the thoughts that become feelings, and the feelings become emotions, become reality. That some emotions that you keep repeating and telling yourself that are there to so you can do something better for your life, so you can change something. But when you choose to have that emotion to be part of a reality that is not healthy for you, it's hard for them to let it know. Okay, so maybe I don't know if I lost you a second. Saying that somebody is very attached to have the emotions of, oh, poor me, everything goes wrong with me. You know, I had bad luck. Nothing goes well to me. I'm the poor guy. I'm the poor lady, and that story and all the everything is something with that.
Hmm. Hmm.
When we when they come and wanna work on that, the brain goes back to the same emotions, and then it's kind of hard to get rid of that identity that the emotions have give us.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 for sure. I think everyone call, and I like to call these things out because like everyone says you got to work. Like, have you done the work? Right? It's like, what
mhm,
do you mean? Have I done the work? I don't understand what you mean by that. I've now defined that as this part of where there's an emotion. Oh, is a happy emotion too much? Yeah, maybe, but everyone's focusing on the negative ones, like lack of respect,
mhm,
anger,
mhm,
fear, all those kind of things, right? But
yeah,
those come from somewhere, right? And my greatest insights is not like it just takes time to figure out where they came from. Like I don't know what defined it, right? I can't even figure that out until I like almost have a dictionary of things that I go through. And all of a sudden I hit one. I was like, oh, now I kind of recognize it. And if I just shift it, does it change the way I feel? And of course, right? So when I say work to myself, it's like it takes time to try to figure out those definitions
it
that
does.
cause your emotion. And so
Does.
I don't know if that's a definition that you
Yeah,
think
Harsh,
of.
and it does, and it takes time. It does take time, and it takes a lot of accountability because it's easier to blame others about how fucked up is your life instead of taking charge of what is going on with your life.
Yeah,
Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
our parents did whatever they could, with whatever they had to give us, what we have now. And a lot of those things were not 100% good, but they did their best. And a lot of those thoughts and feelings that are there are the results of what they put there, the programming that they give us. But now that we're adults, it's our responsibility to change that.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. And I would say like, I was talking to Jordan about this the other day, and I was like, the ultimately none of these things are externally generated. Like your fear, your anger, all this is internal. You
Yeah,
you 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 either focus on, oh, I have nothing, or you focus on, oh, look at all the stuff I do have, right? And so ultimately it's your decision to look at the emotions that you have. These falsities of like everyone else is giving me this, this is making me do this, is like you are making me angry. That's not the case, right? It's never the case. It's your own perspective that's making you angry, and shift your perspective, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's not so
And
angry.
then sometimes we have a lot of talking about relationship friends. Sometimes we have high hopes and expectations about other people, and and we create stories about that. Then
Mhm.
when they don't become true, we got brokenhearted, and it's
Sure.
like, oh, but it was your expectation. I mean, the reality is this one, but you have this huge expectation. So there isn't. But like you said, yeah, everything is inside.
So
Now
so,
it will be wonderful if we can have like 100% control of what is happening there, but we're still working on that,
so
especially
let's
kids, right?
Yeah, so let's talk about this podcast, because we're talking about AI and spirituality. And I think what was interesting that kind of generated this was your Sono.ai experience, right? You went in there, you did a bunch of, like, you gave it your own poetry almost, and it kind of gave you music, right? And it was like, wow, this is kind of cool, where you can create your own music, right? Like literally your own music. And
Oh yeah, yeah, we're talking about the music. Yeah, so cool.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
so let's look back to that. So Sono.ai, right? That's the thing you used, right? To create your music, and
Sorry,
and
I'm
you
drinking water. Yes,
and you
that's the one.
did
Oh no.
and you put your own lyrics in, you chose the music, and you chose the singer, right? And it created
Well, I'm there. I do. I put my own lyrics and then I choose the music. I said, saying I want a jazz, soulful, funk melody with female voices, and it will come out. But
right,
also you can ask them to create a song for you. You can say, I want a song that talks about how much I love chocolate, you know? And then it has to be like, I don't know, hip hop with a male voices and
right,
or groovy music, and then they will create a song for you.
right,
In
right,
my
right.
case, I like to put my lyrics, and I kind of say, this is the type of sound that I'm looking. And it is, since I love to create stuff, it's been like such a relaxing activity for me. Talking
Like,
about exercises, they help you ground.
mm. Yeah, like, I guess, when you think about music, like, even let's say, so this is a, what is this, a sound bowl, right? And it's
The
like
bowl, yeah, the
a
sound.
bowl, and then the person has like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like kind of this vibrational thing. Obviously, it's using spiritual practice for a long time, right? It's some sort of vibration, and you see all these YouTube videos like, oh, it's 100 hertz vibration, it's a 50 hertz vibration, it's a combination vibrations, and all this kind of stuff, and that's supposed to get you into a grounding state, right? And so the
Yeah.
question here
It's
is,
supposed to help with the good energy of the place too.
oh yeah, well, like, to your smudging thing, right? Like that helps
Yes.
the
Yes.
vibrational energy of that house,
Mhm.
right? But the question would be like, can AI now, like, some of these things, for me personally, if I hear a 400 hertz, meditative thing, it doesn't. Sometimes it gets me grounded, sometimes it doesn't. It's like, can now AI help make customized sound profiles that make you go into a grounded state, like personalized to you, right? Whatever that means, I don't know. But in your experience, like, do you like this? I don't know. Have you ever taken a sound bowl class or whatever?
Yes, I have.
Okay, there you go. All right. So what did they teach you in that sound bowl class?
Well, I mean, in the sound crystal sound class, we have different what is it called, megahertz
Mm,
of sounds,
yeah.
decibels and sounds. Um, that it helps to ground, to balance each chakra. So each sound, each bowl, say in there,
Mhm.
this small, big, big, big into the last, the
Right.
biggest one,
Right. Right.
it helps to create the balance of your energy centers. And
Oh,
it's also creating vibration that helps to elevate in general the vibration of the people that are there in the environment.
mm,
Um, Sound has such a powerful way to heal, even in people that are sick. There are sound therapy to cure cancer.
yeah.
There is
Mhm.
sound therapy to help you, with stress. I've been using sound therapy even when I have like a really, really bad heartburn.
Mhm.
When my gastritis is so bad that
Really?
nothing's helping, and I don't like to take a lot of those medicines. So
Right.
what I do, and it works so good, is that I found those musics, those megahertz that vibration that is created for that, and it gets me better, like in like I don't know, like in 10 minutes.
Oh, let's talk about that. What is that?
Therapy has like so many uses. It's really good for plants too. My
That's
grandma
true.
used to play music to the plants,
Right,
and
right,
they
right.
go like beautiful and big. And
So, 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 sorry, just go back to the chakra thing. Do you think like so each bowl is supposed to resonate a certain chakra? Is that the
yes,
idea? Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. So do
And
you?
each chakra has their own vibration sound.
Okay,
Like
okay,
this one is da, eh. So
right.
each one have their own vibration, and each bowl has their own vibration to help with the chakra. I mean, in general, vibrate you can have just one bowl and work with the whole body, but
Mm.
they are creating they create ones. I mean, the whole seven to help you with the chakras.
Now, what's it, so is that the whole process trying to get you into the present? Is that the idea again? You're trying, okay, focus on the energy, the sound, and then where it's vibrating, is that again trying to like,
I think that could be one of the reasons. The other reason would be to harmonize the energy of your body, to
oh, okay,
harmonize and help your chakras to be open and
mm,
not closed.
okay,
So when you have a closed chakra, I mean, each chakra is connected to an energy center in your body, meaning in a system in your body. For example, the heart chakra is connected to this circulation, all the circulation, blood circulation in your body.
oh yeah, yeah,
Blood is connected to your lungs, to the vocals, everything. So when it's closed, it creates this disharmony in your body. They can create illness.
got
So
it.
like you said, everything is internal. So in an energy wise, sometimes people have closed chakra. They are not helping to have
Mm,
the full health that the body needs, because the
mm,
energy around the body, around the chakra, is unbalanced. It
mm,
can be too open too, or
mm,
it can be closed.
mm,
So the root chakra is connected to the security of being present. And a lot of people, they suffer from anxiety or depression. The first three chakras are completely blocked or are unbalanced.
mm.
So the purpose is to balance the energy of the chakra and help them to open and be in the right uh, openness instead of being closed or tight.
What's the chakra that's anxiety related? Like what is that one?
Is the third one, and that is the chakra that is connected to everything that has to be with the first three. I would say the first three,
Oh,
because
okay.
the third one is connected to the kidneys, and that's the one that the kidneys hold fears, a lot of fears. The first chakra is my ability to be safe and earth. The second chakra is like, am I good enough, and I'm gonna be able to produce good results. So the three first chakras are connected to the earth, like this is the human, the ones that help us grounded. So
Mm.
when we have a lot of emotions that move us, those three chakras are blocked, and then we feel that unsafe living in earth.
So, so going back to that whole problem. Okay, so we know that uh, thoughts create emotions, which create whatever, like
Feelings create the identity, and
reality.
identity becomes reality.
Right, right. So where does the chakra, like, where does sound bowls, can it help in this? Is it at the is it at the beginning phase of this where you're just, you're boiling water and you need to make it calm? And then okay, so is it a kind of a presence thing, or is it just like more like you're actually just affecting the physical state? Like you're not, the mental state's not, you're just trying to get the physical state back into like a calm state or something. You know what I mean? Like it's it's this is the conscious, which is the mind, right? And then the subconscious, which is the body, which you can't control, right? So if I'm super angry, it's going to take me a long time to get. So does these techniques of sound
And
just
I'm
kind
not
of gets the, yeah, so it gets
looking
at
at
the,
the at the consciousness to help your subconscious, your body to be here.
Okay. Okay. So this is trying to get you into a state where you can be present.
And the conscious body, I mean, the conscious energy, we are all love, and we don't need to change anything. Everything is perfect. A conscious level, and the consciousness that we are one, that is all love, that we are all connected. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to change.
Right.
But in the subconscious levels, where we're having this human experience, we forgot that we don't remember. We need to remember this. We got lost in thoughts and in a reality that is not that real, even though it feels really real.
Uh,
So how are we gonna work emotions in a conscious when the conscious doesn't have that? So we need to work the emotions and the feelings in the body,
right. 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 Right.
and we are helping the body to go back to remember where we are the conscious. And those sound therapy help us with that,
Okay.
because vibrationally help us to harmonize the chakras. It helps us to be grounded, to pay attention to the sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel better. Like when you are in a sound therapy,
Right.
it's like, oh my God, it feels so good. The whole cells in your body are vibrating. It's
Yeah.
helping to create harmony and health. And this is science. It's not something that we are just like thinking, oh yeah, that well, it sounds cool. No, it's actually science. You do look about that study. It's like it had helped people with cancer heal. So sound therapy is amazing. So when you got into those therapies, you actually does feel better.
Yeah. What if it's like I was thinking like, okay, well, sound is vibration. Like, is there such thing as vibrational therapy? I know you get a massage and you get and you feel like I'm likening it to like if I listen to like a deep bass music, right? And you're just sitting there and you can feel the bass in your body, like it kind of makes you relaxed in some cases. It's like, oh my God,
Oh, I
that's
haven't been in a vibrational therapy. I haven't studied that, but I will guess that it is. Like since sounds is vibration, I mean probably it is. Maybe you can ask AI now that you are there. Like
so I was looking up the chakra stuff, but so there's two interesting things, right? Like, so when Jordan was young, right, she was a very crybaby, right, all the time. To get her to sleep,
that.
we,
Oh,
we had to take her, put her in the car, and drive, right?
yeah.
That
A lot of kids,
vibration,
a lot of kids need that.
yeah. So that vibration caused them to like
Um,
relax, right?
yeah.
Like think
Mm-hmm.
about on a plane. I don't like I don't know. As soon as I take off on a plane, I'm like, oh my God, this is so nice. I'm just like out. I feel like out. So I wonder if there's like a thing where you sit in a pod and the thing vibrates as a
I mean, maybe a share
yeah,
something that will create that
something where
feeling.
the thing actually vibrates as opposed to the sound, which could be, it probably enters both, but it's like a vibrating bed almost. Like it's like that water bed kind of feeling where you're like,
So when I go to do my nails, I sit on those chairs, those massage chairs.
right,
Okay.
right, right,
They're
right.
so comfortable. So the lady is like doing my working on my feet and in my hands, and I'm like just relax, and then I feel the back of the seat. They have those like motors that are going working on my
Right,
spine.
right.
But then in a moment, it stop and it just vibrates.
Hmm.
It just does like the whole body.
Right, right,
It feels really good.
right,
And I'm
right,
like,
right,
in the moment, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna close my eyes because it feels really good. So,
right, right.
I don't know exactly what is the benefit of that, but it does. I mean, it does make me feel more relaxed
Yeah,
when
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really doing it. And yeah, it's something soothing about that. I can say also, like some sounds reminds you the sound in the belly of your mom, when you
Hmm.
were a baby.
Yeah,
So
right,
you're moving the baby around and you're like, that's the sound that it was like when the baby was in the womb. So
right,
it reminds the baby. So it makes them feel safe. It makes them feel like, okay, I can relax now. And that's
right.
why you fall asleep. So I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the memories of being safe and being,
Yeah,
nurtured
right.
over
Yeah.
there in the
Well,
womb.
it could lead to this chakra thing, right? So these frequencies, like it says here, the root is 256 hertz, right? It's like that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then sacral's a little higher, solar is 320, heart's 341, 384,
So
20,
each
whatever.
ball, when you play it, it goes with the same hearts of the chakra. So that's the
Mm,
magic. So you are
mm.
in tune with that chakra. That's what is helping you to open.
Right, right. So pegging back to AI, then, what if, obviously sometimes the the teacher, you will do a sound bowl or whatever, and it doesn't resonate with everybody, right? Like some will get relaxed, some won't, and maybe it's the wrong frequency for some or the other, right? Like now think about a scenario where, okay, those people, it's almost like you like have like you go through all the frequencies, right? And then it picks up whether you're getting relaxed at one and says, okay, now we're gonna focus and create music and songs based on that frequency, and all of a sudden, it's targeted, it's getting you to a present state faster because it's dissolving
Mhm.
emotional barriers. I was thinking,
Yeah, yeah. And it's helping you to get grounded, to be present.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Ever seen on Shark Tank? There's a Shark Tank guy, and he created this blanket, and the blanket was essentially a heavy blanket, and it was just meant to swaddle you, right? And I was like, God, and it was for adults, right? I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome,
Have you had
right?
one? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I actually have. Well, on my bed, I have a 20-pound one that I just use for. But this one, oh no, this one was not a blanket. You literally go into like a cocoon and you sit yourself up like you're swaddled like a baby. Like it's
Yeah. It makes you feel safe, like when you were a baby. It helps you to relax. It helps you with anxiety. And it's really good for kids. They are neurodivergent. They have autism or other ways to process the information in the brain. It's really good for them. It is something about feeling um protected, about
yes.
a hug, about the sensation of support that somebody's having us.
Hmm.
What I talking about those type of blankets, I do have one. By the way, it's really hard to wash them. That's the only bad thing, that I don't think they really thought about it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really
Well,
hard to
how
wash them.
how do you watch it? Actually, I don't think I have watched mine at all.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard because it's like super heavy with the sand that they have there. So I
Yeah.
have to hand wash it and then put it like in flat, so to wait until, yeah, it's pretty hard. Um, you know what, they come out now with stuffed animals? They hug you. So they have this like huge teddy bear. They have like long arms,
Uh,
and you put it on top of you, and the arms are like around you, like somebody literally is giving you a hug, and it's heavy, and it goes like to from here to your waist, a little bit longer,
yeah.
so you can sleep with somebody hugging you, or you can put it on the side, or you can be like doing stuff, and this big beautiful stuff animal is hugging you, and it feels. I mean, I may get that it feels really good. I mean,
Wait, what do
it
you mean? Like
blanket it does.
where does it? Did the arms go here or something, and the head's right here?
The
Are you
head is
looking at his
here,
face?
the head is here, and the arms go around you, and it's hugging you. So it feels like an actually person is hugging you.
Oh my God, that is
It's-
hilarious.
That is really cool. I think, and then I don't know. I
But then we got to make it vibrate because then it'll be cool. It'll be like a vibrating huggy
maybe
bear.
some, yeah, maybe some sound. You know what is interesting is that this is a lot of. I mean, there are a lot of products and things that have. I mean, inventing, or like people are coming out with those amazing ideas about how to help us release the stress and the anxiety.
Yeah. All right, all right, all right.
Like this is the first time ever, like in these times, that I like our generations are experiencing so much,
Mhm.
like so much, that we live in this right now with everything that's happening in the world. That today one of my clients said, I mean, it's too much. I need to stop watching the news.
Oh, good,
I
because I
was
did
like,
that 10
I was
months ago.
like so depressive last night, that I was crying for the kids in Gaza. I was crying for the kids in Ukraine, for what is happening in the US, and it is just too much. It's overwhelming.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, this is what is happening, like global, right? that we're looking ways to feel better. But everybody has their own story and their own challenges.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is really sad and concerning that the people are looking like ways to find better instead of maybe having a better world, right? That we don't need all of those tools. We don't need like that much stuff.
Well, that's why I think that's why this podcast was originating, right? Because we know we and you and you not intuitively you experience this like daily this kind of mental anguish people are going through, right? And I think an out here, or at least a way to manage this, is through kind of spiritual practices, right? Like
Right.
meditation, sound bowls, whatever. Okay, so let me talk about one more thing, and then maybe we can wrap. So I was
Oh my
thinking about
God, look at the time, Harsh.
yeah. So let me talk about mantras a little bit here. Like how do you think about mantras as a sound
Ah,
thing
isn't that
also?
beautiful? Have you tried mantras?
Well, so I have personally my own mantra is like I just have this dialogue that I run every morning. I have a shower. In the shower, I have these mantras that are just they're not repeated. They're just like ways to shift my perspective on things, right? And so
Okay, like what?
I call that a mantra. But the mantra that I traditionally see is like the monks like doing their like deep voice thing and things like that. So I don't know much about mantras, so I'll defer to your like, what do you think about? How do you think about mantras as like a sound?
So mantras, I mean, what it says in the beginning, there was no language. In the beginning was just a sound, and the
Mm,
sound was God. And that from that sound, we create, the mantras. So
mm,
we vibrate for the special sound, calling, or divinity. Mantras has been used by, I don't know, centuries, but, in different spiritual practice in Buddhists and Hindus and also in Christianity
mm,
to call God the divinity, also to connect us with the conscious. There are different mantras that help us to release stress. There are mantras that help us to call for abundance. There are mantras that help us to be grounded. And originally, the mantras was only vocal sounds. Now, every time we create words, we create like a phrase. Oh, this is my mantra. Um, every day I'm better and better and better. No, oh, good things are always happening to me. Good things are always happening to me. I open the doors for abundance, or could be just a sound.
mhm,
So, and in Christianity and Catholicism, the monks they 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 sing and they create this beautiful song. They help us to release bad energy of spaces. So mantras are also, for that to create more harmony and spaces in our body to help us heal. I believe that sound is amazing and sound has the power to heal. So if you had found the sound that helps you or a mantra that you can repeat and repeat and repeat and it helps you to feel better,
right.
by all means, keep
Okay,
doing
so
it.
mantras are like can be just a combination of just what sound and or like verbal narratives, right? That
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
either case just kind of helps. Um, I suppose it's not at the present state, like it's not you're not. Well, I guess right? The universal right? AUM. I just looked it up, in fact, on AI.
Hmm.
It's not a word, it's a cosmic sound or vibration. And A
Right.
is
Hmm.
consciousness, U is dreaming consciousness, and M is deep sleep. Right? And that's supposed to get you into a state of relaxation, right? That
Yeah.
frequency, is that right? And then
Yeah.
but also the mantras can also be like just those narratives, right? Like you said, like I am lucky or whatever, right? I don't
Then
know.
the wonderful power that the word I am has.
Mm,
That's for another episode because I am has this powerful, when you say I am, you're actually becoming the present God in action. So we have to be very careful what we put next to the I am. Because you are literally saying You are the presence of God doing what? So if you said I'm stupid, oh, no, that no. You have to be using that I am for positive things and open doors for you.
Okay, so yeah, let's bookmark that one because I think that's interesting to talk about. I
You can
think
do
there's
that.
a whole I am multiple podcasts we're talking about there. So let me go into AI here a little bit and let me talk about and I don't know if there's another one that you think is a good tactic for our audience to like think about, or is there some practice that you think that would be like specific that they could use? Anything on the mantra side?
Um, there is I think we can start with sounds. So there are some meditations that help us to get grounded, like it's a perfect point to start, just with that beautiful sound.
Mm,
Just taking deep breaths and just call the that is for balance, and it's a call for God, it's a call for consciousness. It's a sacred sound. And it produces a vibration. They help you harmonize your body.
mhm,
So the
mhm.
more you do it, the easier it is to be grounded, to get back. That sound is also created to manifest. So once you sing those for 3 times, you can project in the eye of your mind what you want to create, and just do again your mantras to manifest what you want. That's
Is
another
it
practice.
is it AUM that you would say is like a very powerful one? The one is that?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, but it sounds like yes, that's the
So let me end with this. I think Buddhism has something similar, but it's Mani Padme
at
Hum.
my home.
And
Yes.
I've heard that many times, and I was like, well, that's very
Mani
cool.
Padme
Om
Hum,
Mani Padme Hum, right?
Mani Padme
Yeah,
Hum.
that's what I've heard.
It's
Like,
beautiful. Yes.
yeah, yeah. I think that's a very interesting one too. I never told you
What
when
it means is that it's like calling the love, the universal love.
yeah, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum.
And
It's
if
a
you play,
Buddhist.
and if you play those mantras in your house while you're working, or while you're doing your things, it creates an energy, a very beautiful, peaceful energy around the space of your job or the space of your house. And it helps you feel better, like more positive energy around you. So
Oh,
mantras are really good for you. It helps to create that feeling of peace, of harmony, comfort. It's good too. I mean, I always invite people to play mantras when they're sleeping or when they're working. It doesn't have to be like super loud. Just try it for a little bit and you will feel like, oh my God, it feels really good.
well,
Maybe we will start singing that Om Mani Padme Hum, and
well,
you will.
it's kind of like when we're at the ayahuasca retreat, right?
Oh, remember the
The
music?
music in the background was very, very
Super
meditative.
cool.
Very
Yeah.
meditative. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it. So I think the takeaway here is like create some like AUM, great. I love this Padme Hum. Like just have that in the background as you're like working and stuff like that, and maybe even generate. Maybe this is our thing. Maybe we should generate some kind of cool mantra on AI and see if we can like share that new type of
But it
uh
will be so cool if we can ask for the healing frequencies, knowing if somebody's sick and what type of illness, to create a personalized, I don't know, mantra and
personalized soundtrack for their illness, right?
for that person that is, needed in that frequency with that type of mantra, and see how it goes.
All
That
right,
will
so this is going to be our next task for our podcast for everyone. This is the cliffhanger. Come back later because we're going to actually do some AI sound, or
Oh,
actually,
that would be cool.
Verenice is going to do some. I'm going to do some. I'm going to actually go into Sono AI and do some Pet Me Mum Hum